Hello, everybody. This is the Chocolate News Podcast. I'm your co-host, John Alexander Reese.
And I'm your co-host, Andrea Carter.
And if you did not know, the Cincinnati Herald has been around since 1955 and is the leading African American owned newspaper in the greater Cincinnati area and Northern Kentucky area. How's it going, Andrea?
It's going great, John. It's getting into the summer and the humidity. They keep the weather reports, people keep threatening, the humidity is going to start in. Or, you see these different stories about, these different storms wreaking havoc across the country and things like that. I'm just kind of like, I just want to get through the summer. So, but it's going great. It's been a busy couple of weeks.
Yeah, it
I
has.
mean, I mean, my life has been busy and I'm in the throes of, I told you about my family reunion is coming up on
Yeah.
my mother's side. And we have all these projects going on and deadlines. And we had to pick the t-shirt and we had to pick the survey and what color of this, and we're doing a family cookbook. And we have one and we're retyping it and then adding to it. And I'm behind on that. And, just all this good stuff that happened before the end of the month so we can go and celebrate. Because my mother had there were seven siblings and there's one
Yeah.
sibling left. So we're going to make sure we honor my uncle. We call him Uncle Skippy.
Uncle
And
Skippy. Okay.
Uncle Skippy, yes. I don't know why they call him Uncle Skippy, but he's been Uncle Skippy my entire life. So,
Okay.
it's look, my mother's nickname was Toots. And everyone in family, close friends from Minnesota knew her as Toots. Everyone here in Cincinnati, unless they knew her sister who lived here as well at the time and knew my mother, they didn't know her nickname was Toots. So in the family, we used to be known as Toots and the Twins.
Toots and the Twins.
Toots and the
Okay.
Twins. So my sister and I, we will be driving to the family reunion for, a big barbecue, travel around all the historical sites that are important to our family. And then I just found out one of my cousins is pregnant with a baby girl. So,
Oh,
so we're going to have a
oh,
family baby shower for her, which you never get to do because everyone's so spread out all over the place. So it's
yeah.
going to be fun. All the cousins are going to get together and all the branches of the family are going to be, represented. I'm going to be talking about this a lot as we get closer. So, but yeah, that's the most exciting thing going on with me besides what's been going on news-wise has been
Okay.
very exciting.
All
Um,
right.
I know, we recorded last week before we heard the verdict. So
Yeah, yeah, we did.
I'm before I talk about Trump, I'm gonna talk about what just occurred today. We have talked about connected communities in the past, and it's where the city plans to update its zoning laws because it's been 30 years since we've done it. And despite controversy, a lot of rhetoric and things like that, a lot of Trump-like tactics that have occurred over by those who oppose it, those for it. It passed today. City Council passed it over by a 6-3 vote. And the three who voted against it, the Vice Mayor Jan Kearney, Victoria Parks, and Councilmember Scott Johnson, they all cited that we needed to put clarification regarding affordable housing in the new zoning laws. Other than that, it passed. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a done deal. There will be updates for it as they fine tune certain parts of it, but it's a done deal. So congratulations to the city of Cincinnati. We'll see what happens. Second up, then the next best thing that happened, well, did you watch the news coverage last week when they announced that Trump was convicted?
Well, you know what? I was actually cutting my parents' grass, but my mom was watching. She told me he's guilty. So that's when I went inside the house and posted it on our website. But you know what? I'm honestly a little surprised. Well, I don't know. I just thought he was gonna like I thought it was gonna be like a mistrial or or something.
Yes.
It's like he's actually guilty. That's
What I started
I
watching.
mean good.
Well, when I saw the announcement that the jury had a verdict, I was like, uh-oh, this is not, in my mind, I was like, this is too early. Oh no.
Yeah.
I thought at least they would go to Friday, you know,
Yeah.
and then they would be done because they didn't want to spend another weekend dealing with this mess. But and then when they started, they got in the courtroom and announced who was there. They scribed it, and then they said, okay, they're reading it. Count one, guilty. And you heard one, two, three, and they kept going.
Yeah.
And then when they announced it was all guilty on 34 counts, I went, oh my God. Which is history in the making. We've never had a former president convicted of a crime ever. And I
Yeah.
don't think this is the legacy Donald Trump, you know, I mean, if you think about it, of all the presidents that we've had, everything that they're remembered for, not one out of our 200-year history has been convicted of a crime
Yeah. I
until
know.
now. And I mean, if you think about it, Jimmy Carter, who is in hospice, he's very slowly, we're waiting to hear about him. Even he is like the role model to be, to be representative of elder statesmen for the country. You want to be like Jimmy Carter, do good work, be proud of your country, uphold the ideals of what we stand for. Trump is not that. And I think the reaction, there have been all kinds of reaction. You've seen it all over Facebook. I mean, even a Fox News reporter yelled at his mother on the air because she kept texting him 34, 34, 34, 34, which I thought was hilarious. And his parents are liberal and he's a Republican, which I'm like, oh my God. But anyway, but I think also, I think everyone needs to watch the polling, how things are falling out. What they're seeing is that this has moved the needle a little bit in Biden's favor. It didn't move the needle anywhere near Kennedy's favor, Robert Kennedy's favor at all. He's not even
No.
in the equation. But what it has done, it has shown that there is movement within the Republican Party. There's movement within the independents of some who said if he's convicted, I'm not going to vote for him. There's movement everywhere between, some of it falls under male gender lines, male, female. Like in a Republican sense, Republican men believe he should not have been convicted. Republican female, there's a divide between majority believe yes, he should have been convicted. Some say no, he shouldn't. Independents, again, some fall to yes, he should have been convicted. Some say no, he shouldn't have been convicted. But then again, but they do say that, but then again, they're not surprised by the guilty verdict because we've heard this story before. We knew what happened because of Michael Cohen and what
Yeah.
he admitted to. So we all knew the story. We finally got Trump's hands slapped. He's being held accountable, which is interesting. So I would just say watch the polling, but also another interesting story that's up on ProPublica is the number of witnesses that have received, a number of Trump witnesses that have received significant financial benefits from his businesses and his campaign. Now, Trump's campaign attorney has written a cease and desist order from ProPublica regarding this information. And they put it in the story that they have been asked to not publish this story. But a number of witnesses in various criminal cases against the former president have gotten pay raises, they've gotten new jobs, and several other benefits were intended to possibly influence the testimony about that whatever crime that is. And they're saying this is not true, you can't prove it, but ProPublica proves everything. They don't publish something unless they have proof of it and they can back up what they write in print. So it's just an interesting story that I encourage everyone to take a look at and read, of how Trump is trying to influence the other cases so that even if he's convicted of one, he might not be convicted of others because he has tampered with the witnesses in various ways. Even though it does not connect him to Trump, they are Trump witnesses. So it's just an interesting story to read that I expect everyone to take a look at.
Yeah.
I just want to mention getting off the Trump train. Ooh, shouldn't have said that, but anyway, um, bad language. But a little sad note: Michelle Obama's mother died. Marian Robinson. She died at 86. She died in her sleep, natural causes. It's kind of sad that she was a trusted member of the family. She was the matriarch of Michelle Obama's family. And it's just kind of sad that she died on Friday. And she she was a strong figure in the White House because she helped take care of the girls while Michelle and Barack were doing what they were doing in the White House. And she helped provide some normalcy and some other things. And there are a number of tributes both on Instagram and on X and on Facebook from Barack Obama and Michelle and everything. And I just know it's devastating for Michelle because she's very close to her mother. And it's never easy when you lose your mother. So I would just wish everyone to think of her as they prepare to bury her mother, and just hold your parents close. If you still got them, hug them, squeeze them, and go from there.
Mm.
Another interesting thing that has occurred that just happened, saw this story. Coco Gauff did not win the French Open, unfortunately. She was very emotional. She came in second. She said that she was both happy and sad at the same time. She was happy that she was in a Grand Slam, and she finished that Grand Slam. She just didn't win, but she got a trophy and everything, and she was very emotional. She was crying on the court and everything, but she said her emotions were all over the place, and that she didn't quite know how to process the fact that even though she was sad she didn't win, she was happy because she finished. So, which I think is a great place to be in. So I just want to let everyone know Coco has done an incredible job, and she moves on to the next tournament. So
Right.
congratulations to her. An interesting note, I think we talked a little bit about this last year when it was introduced, which was the Crown Act. And on Tuesday, the Ohio House Civil Justice Committee voted out of committee House Bill 178, which is known as the Crown Act. They voted 9-3 to move it to the floor for a final vote. And what the Crown Act does is it's a legislature to call for the respect and open world for natural hair. It has been introduced to the General Assembly 3 times, but it's the first time that this legislation is passed out of committee. So there's hope that something will happen. And basically, according to the HB 178, it would make it unlawful to discriminate against someone's hair texture and protective hairstyles such as braids, locks, and twists under the Ohio Civil Rights Law. The bill would also allow someone who alleges that a school has discriminated against them based on the traits associated with their race, the ability to sue in any court that has jurisdiction, which has been hard to do. So this will, make school systems take a stand and just say, let them be, don't boot them out. And the article, which is on the Ohio Capitol Journal, they, in fact, speak about 3 different cases, and especially one in 2020, a 6-year-old Aston Johnson had to leave Zion Temple Christian Academy in Cincinnati because of his dreadlocks. His natural hairstyle was not permitted in their school. And then they also quote a school in Toledo has kicked the kid out because of dreadlocks. And just other ways that people have been discriminated because of their hair texture, because Black people don't just have a simple hairstyle. We have a number of different hairstyles, whether it's natural, relaxed, what is it? Jerry curled, just whatever, pressed, not pressed, hair dyed, different, really interesting colors. So this protects that. So we'll see what happens next with the state legislature about that. And speaking of fun note, I just wanted to bring to everyone's attention, I love the Tiny Desk concerts that NPR Music puts on year round. And I don't get to listen to everyone, but they do capture both up and coming and established musicians. And in this little room filled with books, they give this concert
Hmm.
in this small space. They're going to feature for the month of June all Black female artists for the Tiny Desk concert for in honor of Black Music Month. And the
Oh,
first concert up, I think, was Tika.
Tika.
Tika
Okay.
is up, but they're going to feature Shaka Khan, SWV, Thames, Flo Millie, and Tierra Whack. Each week, they're going to have a Tiny Desk concert. I want to hear Shaka. And so that is, you know, again, Tiny Desk has just presented a whole lot of musicians that I've enjoyed. Some I didn't even know about, some I have known about, but hearing them in a different way. Some go acoustic, some go a cappella. I mean, it's just some present new music, some present old music. So it's really fun to listen to. And I just, it in the producer of Charlie Wilson. No, I'm sorry, not Charlie Wilson. Um, he looks like Charlie Wilson to me, but he's not. But the executive producer of the program is Black, and he likes to present eclectic mix of music. So I think it's going to be interesting to see who he gets down the road. But so check out NPR Tiny Desk concerts. And
Okay.
last,
I'll have to check that out.
oh yeah, I mean, because they're just getting started for June. I can't believe it's June, but they're just getting started for June. Um, it's going to be interesting to see who they perform the week of Juneteenth. You know,
Oh yeah. Maybe get Erica Badu on there or something.
oh, ooh, that would be fun.
Yeah,
That
that
would
would be
be
good.
fun because I haven't been to an Erica Badu concert in a while, and she does put on a good concert.
Yeah. Or Lauren Hill, if she's not late. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done
Hey, you know what?
that.
It's kind of like her and Madonna, both of them.
Yeah.
Both of them are very
Yeah.
late to concerts, and I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
you know what? I wouldn't put up with it either.
Yeah.
Um, but last but not least, a little piece of history. Tulsa massacre. It's been 103 years since the Tulsa massacre has occurred. Can you believe that?
I
And
cannot believe that.
and they
That's crazy.
and they still have two people who are alive. There are two remaining survivors. Leslie Bennyfield, who's 109. I'm sorry, Leslie Bennyfield Randall, and Viola Ford Fletcher, who's 110. They're
Whew.
still alive from that massacre, believe it or not. It's
That's
unbelievable.
unreal.
And it tells for those of you who don't remember, the Tulsa massacre occurred in 1921. And it was at that time, the Black Wall Street area of Tulsa, Oklahoma, was a thriving Black community. They had many businesses. It was vibrant and thriving, and the white community were objecting to the fact that people were going to the Black community to get certain items when they weren't going to the white community. And I don't remember how it got started, but they a mob came to Black Wall Street and destroyed it. A lot of people who were killed were their bodies were placed in a mass grave, and it was just not talked about in Oklahoma. And a lot of people were no one was prosecuted for it until people finally start talking about it. And the Wall Street Journal did an incredible job of writing a series of stories about Black Wall Street and what was there, what was thriving, what happened to the insurance payments, or the Black people didn't get insurance payments, and just other things. They got property taken away from them and things of that nature. So a lot went down, and that was the beginning of a number of massacres that occurred within Black towns across the country. Tulsa's not the only one, it's the one that everyone knows the most. But there have been others in other states of where similar massacres have occurred, destroying what Blacks have built up because whites were jealous of what they had developed. But it's kind of sad. But the good news, there is an article in the Washington Post that talked about that they might build a monument in honor of Black Wall Street and in honor of Tulsa, Oklahoma. So
That's
we'll see what
great.
happens. Yeah, it we'll see what happens. And then I have one final note that I just saw this. In fact, Afrotech, which is a nice website that has a variety of different stories that come out about, national things that have happened within the Black community. I will say, put your hands together and applaud. I believe her name is Cian, Cian Proctor. She is an astronaut with NASA, and she has become the first Black woman to pilot a spacecraft for NASA. When you
Wow.
didn't, when you didn't think there were any other firsts to be had with NASA, we have one more. She is actually a geoscientist who has been chasing space throughout her lifetime. She was born the same year as Neil Armstrong made history. Oh, that means she's my age. Ooh. And she was raised with a father working at NASA tracking station on Guam. And she would make her own contributions. And she has become the first Black woman to pilot a spacecraft. She has a pilot's license, a scuba certification. She has completed more 4 month mission and building and just doing all the things that she needs to do to prepare for this. And she she was working in Hawaii watching the volcanoes. So she's been working on an experiment with the volcanoes, sort of imitating the conditions and stresses that a habitat like Mars could appear at. And she did that in 2013. So she's very, very innovative. She's very progressive as a geoscientist. So congratulations to her on being named a pilot of a space mission. So
Hmm.
congratulations.
Okay.
And that is all the chocolate news today.
Now, now hold on. Did we talk about Simone Biles?
No, we did not. I totally
We
forgot.
we gotta do Simone
Oh,
Biles real quick.
oh yes. You know what? So much has occurred. When I said it's been a busy week, I totally forgot about Simone. And she won her what, eighth, ninth,
Ninth.
ninth championship. So she's going to the Olympics.
Oh yeah,
So
most definitely.
she is I think she's the oldest gymnast.
Probably. I could
Uh,
see her being the oldest.
she's what, 34? No, I don't think she's that old.
No, I don't think she's 34. No, she's definitely not 30. I think she's oh, she's 27.
27. See, she's
Yeah.
been around so long, I'm upping her age when I should be.
But
Bad,
but to
Andrew,
be
bad.
but to be fair though, like being a gymnast, that's like being 40s if you're a gymnast.
Yes. I, I
Unfortunately.
I think this is it. I think this is going to be her final Olympics. Um,
Yeah, but she's one of the greatest of all time. So, even if she wasn't doing the Olympics, she's already one of the greatest of all time because she won the all those gold medals in the Olympics in 2016 and
yes.
she and even 2020. Like I think she is that when she had the twisties?
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yes.
she still ended up getting a bronze on for one of them. So, still
I
good
mean,
for her.
I think what really makes her special is the fact that she enjoys what she does and she continues to push the envelope
Yeah.
on what she does. And so um I think that she is Biles is going to be actually, what the trials for to be on the team. The Olympic trials actually will be in Minnesota. In fact, I will be there at the same time the trials are going to go on for my family reunion.
Oh, okay.
And in fact, we had to fight for a hotel room. We were told they were holding for our family, they were holding hotel rooms for us before, because they had so many people coming in for the gymnastic trials going on. So I think this is I think it's gonna be interesting to see what she does. She's known for 4 events. We'll see what she's capable of. Jordan Childs is back. She's
Okay.
competing. She was number 2 of the championships. I remember that. But I think it's gonna be interesting to see what she does this time
Oh yeah.
and go from there. So um, congratulations. Fantastic, Simone Biles. And that is all the chocolate news for today.
All right. Well, that's it for today's show. I want to thank Andrea again for all the great chocolate news. Thank you so much, Andrea.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I mean, like I said, it's been a busy week. So we'll see what happens next.
All right. You can find more information about today's topics and past podcast episodes at www.cincinnatiherald.com, the SES newsletter, or on our social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Threads. And make sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast app. Our podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, Amazon, YouTube, and Google Podcasts. I'm John Alexander Reese,
And I'm Andrea Carter.
and have a good day.